Ask y'all a question real quick. You said they're 26, right?
Brown is. Tatum is my age, so he's 25.
All right, so let's just say 25, 26. Let me just give you some guys. Let's just say between 25 and 27 that's going to be in the league that's going to stop them from winning. Embiid is still there. Giannis is still there.
Let's stop right there.
No, no,
Embiid.
no, no,
What has
no,
he
no,
done in the playoffs that makes you
no,
so confident to say that? He gets
no, no, no.
owned by the Celtics every year. He
Once
gets
again,
owned.
once again, I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying, but he's still there, and they win Game 7. And if they didn't wet the bed, possibly Boston could have got out in the second round. They should have been swept. Let's not forget that. I'm just giving you players that's in that age bracket to where they're not just going to be clear-cut favorites. You still have Giannis. You still have Embiid. You still have the Joker. Still got guys like Zion. Like I said, if they can stay healthy, and Brandon Ingram. So Devin Booker. So I'm just saying, for me, to give a guy that money, then typically you're going to have to give Tatum maybe more money. And if you don't get a championship out that, Boston Celtics is not about hanging up conference banners. They're about hanging up championships. If you get these guys for 10 years and they don't get at least 2-3 championships, that's a failure to me. I'm sorry.
Not even one? What if they just get one? At least one ring is a huge deal.
It's not all right. Okay, I'll give you that. I agree with that, Dom. I'm
Gotta
not
win
gonna
a ring.
Okay, I'm not going to go too far. I'm not going to say 2 or 3. How long they been together now?
They've been together now for 6
5
seasons.
years, 6 years, yeah.
6 seasons.
All right, 6 seasons. In these next 4 seasons, if they don't win a ring, they've been together 10 seasons, no ring. That's a failure.
I agree.
So
I don't disagree with that at all.
Right. So I'm just telling you, you have to be careful with, not making the correct changes and at least giving yourself the best opportunity to win. And like I've been telling everybody, I've been adamant about this. Fabian can tell you, I've been saying this. I'm breaking them up. Well, it's too late now, but I think they need to change. But it's too late. I like Porzingis, so let's see what happens. But to have that type of money, got to guarantee me a championship ring. I'm sorry.
I think I don't mind them not like, for me, I'm always root, like, what can you root for? He's a guy you can root for at the end of the day, like, personally. Now on the court, to be in the finals the last 3 out of the 4 conference finals the last 3 out of the 4 seasons, that's all you have to ask for, at least that minimum. Because that brings a lot of hope to them. They're under 25 years old, under 26 years old. They're not in their prime, like Dom said. You, like, just based off that alone, you can project more conference finals. That's more of a chance at the championship. So I ain't mad at signing him to the max deal, whatever it's for. Like that amount of money kind of takes the headline up. Hey, you know what? We got 2 of the top talented dudes in the league, top 25, top 20, in a lot of people's opinions. They locked them up, and they got 3 out of 4. And in terms of teams' accomplishments, that's what you want, is to contend. Remember, Tatum is the guy that's a top 10. They don't have another top 15, 20 guy. And it usually takes 2 of those guys to win. Joker's an anomaly. Steph Curry, what he did the year before, these are anomalies now. But they need a guy like Jaylen Brown around them, because you're not going to be able to afford the other guys to have that cast around them anymore. The game is changing also. We're forgetting about that.
I mean,
7, hold on.
You're looking at it from
7 conference finals. That means that how many conference finals have the Knicks made in the last lifetime?
I was just about to say that. You were looking at it from my Clipper fan or Knicks fan. The Celtics have a different standard. It's like the Laker fan. They're spoiled. They need to see winning a championship. It's not good enough for them anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Jerry West lost like 8 finals. Like, it just happens, bro. Nobody ever takes that away from Jerry West.
You know how the modern Laker fans treat that fool like garbage, and it's fucking terrible. I hate it when they say that 1 and 8 shit. They don't understand what he went through.
Look at the Buffalo. Look at the Buffalo Bills. What, they went to 4 straight Super Bowls?
Well,
yeah, we respect it.
Who respect it? They get clowned for that. Stop it, Fabian. Stop it. Don't do that.
The Bills.
Now go ahead.
I was going to say the Bills would give anything to be back to that. I'm only speaking to the fact that the Boston Celtics have 17 rings and they expect excellence. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that the justification for the contract, the conference finals thing, was wrong. But what AllBall's saying, if they don't win a chip this next 4 years, the Jays era is a failure. It doesn't matter how many times they make the finals. You have to win. It's
Okay,
the
but
Celtics.
that means they couldn't get it done, and that's fine. What I'm saying is
For
that's
you
fine.
or
Just
for Boston fans.
that's
For
not
Boston fans, it's not
fine. That's
fine.
not
if
fine, Fabian.
it depends. Listen, if they do what they did against Golden State, then that's a problem because that you guys were the better team in my opinion, but you guys got shook. If we see more of that, then I'm not rooting for that. But if you go out, give it your all, and you lose, what can you do about it? The Buffalo Bills could not beat the Dallas Cowboys. They could. The real loss was against the Giants.
Yeah, but my
So-
question is this. Yeah.
But that's not. I'm sorry, but that's not the point. The point I'm trying to say is, you saying if they get the 7 conference finals, that's good. No, it's not. They're going to be looked at as a joke. Because once again, Boston Celtics standards is different, and I'm a Knicks fan, it's hurt to say, than the New York Knicks fans standard. Like, we get to the conference finals, that's a championship for us, because look how long we ain't been there.
Oh, hold on. See, but that's my point. We don't have a Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown. That's a different story. Once you have two, if you have Shaq and Kobe, everything changed after that. Before that, the Lakers didn't have any expectations. Everything changes once you have those two talents. That's the only reason we ever having this discussion.
It was tough in LA though at that time. The fans, I mean, after having such a high-end showtime, they were like, "What are we gonna ever get back to greatness again?" You know. But you're right. But here's the thing: you're right about the expectation thing being with the players. As far as Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown and the Golden State thing, you're right. Like they could have won that series, but at the same time, I picked the Warriors because of experience purposes. I didn't know if they'd win their first time in the finals. So I honestly don't get that mad at them for that finals. But this year you lost a game 7 at home. You went down 3-0. You lost 2 home games to the Heat. Like that's not a good loss. This last season, 2022 with Udoka was successful in my opinion. But this last one was a failure. Now,
okay, but that's all context. Now you're telling me how they lost. I would be peeved. I will be peeved at this if this continues this way. You're not even you keep somehow finding an excuse. I don't want to hear no excuses. Like that's what there's other team. How else can we talk? The Miami Heat giving it their all. That's why they don't consider Jimmy Butler a superstar because he's not getting it done. You understand what I'm saying? Like he's still getting them to it, right? But now the only reason it's an expectation is because of Jimmy Butler. But we can see, they can't beat those teams.
To beat Denver. We didn't expect the Heat to beat Denver.
Go
ahead.
But hold on. This is my point with the Boston Celtics. Jayson Tatum, at times, people had him top 5 player. Of course, he's top 10, but at times he's a top 5. It's some people, and we heard them say, don't make me seem like I'm bugging. Some people say they like Jaylen Brown and Jayson Tatum. I've had arguments with people about that. So let's not act like, so now Jaylen Brown can potentially be a top 15 player. So you have 2 great players. You have good coaches. You have a great organization. And you have them doing any and everything to build a right team around y'all. You have to get it done.
Yeah, I completely agree.
You have to get it done.
First, you look at, to me, this is how I look at championship team building. You first got to have a guy that you believe can take your team to the chip and win as the best player. That's Tatum. He hasn't proven that he can do it yet, but he's 25. So we got to give him a chance when he's in his late 20s, see if he can do it. Jaylen Brown is a number 2. I think he's got the talent to do it, but he underperformed this year. Supporting cast, to me, it's fine. There's nothing wrong with their supporting cast. Like, was it Al Horford's fault? Well, this year Al Horford kind of bricked, but in the 2022,
no, it's not their fault.
It was not. You know what I'm saying? They did their part. Derek White was insane in this playoff run. Insane. Now they got Porzingis, who's like you can argue a 3rd star in his own right. He's been a star before, and he just averaged 20. So the GM, who was it, Brad Stevens? They've done a good job with this team. They got the best roster in the league. They have Malcolm Brogdon. Like they got, and I don't know if Gallinari is coming back this year, but that'd be hilarious. They just added Gallinari for like an extra 8 to 9 points off the bench.
Still got the big guy Robin Williams. Like
that's even irrelevant. Who cares if they have Gallinari or not? They still have the best 7-8 players you can put together in the league of any team, I'd say. And I think that it's another season that should be championship or bust. This past season was the first one in the Tatum Brown era that was championship or bust because they came out of nowhere that Udoka season. They went that crazy second half of the season run. This last season was the first one that was chip or bust, and it was a bust because they lost to the Heat. Again, let's see how it goes. And the noise is going to keep getting louder about breaking them up every time they lose. But we'll see how they perform.
I think they had. I think it was not chip or bust after you get rid of Udoka. You know what I'm saying? Like what I'm saying is that they had a built-in. It hasn't been chip or bust for them to me.
I disagree.
But you could be right, but when Milwaukee got eliminated, it was get to the finals or bust at minimum, right?
Right.
No, but hold on. You just went to the chip, lost to Golden State. How was the next season not chip or bust? You just left. You just came from the championship. Then you go into the next season strong. Tatum come out like gangbusters. No, it's chip or bust for them. I'm sorry. I'm not giving them no. I'm not letting off on this. They chip or bust, man.
No, going forward, yeah, because now you lock your ball and chain with Jaylen Brown, ball and chain with Tatum. But this year, what's the kid that came out? Grant Williams just came out and said, Udoka's my favorite coach, and what's the guy's name now? The coach, whatever. I forgot his name.
Mazzulla.
But Joe Mazzulla, yeah, he really didn't know what he was doing. Like, it's just bottom line. Like that's a factor. We can't say now all of a sudden coaching doesn't matter. Because
But you know what?
Y'all been together long enough. I'm not putting no blame on the coach. Yeah, that same coach that don't know what he's doing, y'all straight back from a 3-0 deficit and had game 7 at home. So don't give me that. No.
Yeah.
What hold on. So let me ask y'all a question. What tandem was this young and they won?
I agree with that.
In history of the NBA.
Great point.
No, that's why I disagree with AllBall a couple weeks ago or months ago when he said we got to break it up. When I was in Northern California talking to him on the live, I remember I said you cannot break them up because look at what they're doing so young. Like Jayson Tatum, this is why I'm so high on him. He really has a lot of confidence. Like he's still, lacks certain things at the final hurdle, but like he has that I'm a star and I want to show you I'm a star and I'm going to sink or swim in the big moment, but I'm going to be in the front of the screen. He will take the bullets to me. He played like trash in the finals against Golden State, but he couldn't hide from it. You know what I'm saying? And when the moment gets big, he tries. Like against Philly, he goes off. Against Milwaukee last year, they were under elimination. He went crazy. He's 25. Like you look at all the great players that were really the best player on a championship team. How many did it at that age? I can name 3 off the top of my head. 3.
And they had older players. So I'll let AllBall finish with this. What's the alternative? If you don't want to sign Jaylen,
Tim Duncan.
Well, David Robinson was there,
but he was still the man. That's what I'm saying, and it's a rarity,
Duncan? Right? Yeah. But what I'm saying is that even with that, like Magic Johnson might have been better than Kareem in his rookie year. Let's just say for argument's sake, you still got a guy there that is older. He's like the first game that they won. Magic, they hit the game winner. Magic's going crazy. Kareem was like, "Yo, calm your ass down, man."
Kareem is way better than him that year, though.
I'm just saying for argument's sake, Magic is still top 3 in the league at that point, top 5 easily. Just watching him.
I don't know about top 3,
top 5, whatever he is. He's 19, but he has an older guy that has already been through everything. Boston doesn't have that superstar doing that. Usually it's Shaq a little bit older now with Kobe. Shaq with D Wade a little bit older, and he wasn't the man against D Wade. Right,
Wade is one of those guys that went young. Yeah,
the same thing with Shaq with Penny when they were young. They were too young.